All right, so I'll go ahead and jump in here in just a second once I get this set up on my phone. All right, so we've got this going. I'll try to keep an eye on comments here. Hey, Harmony, I'm glad you joined us. And hopefully everybody, all of this will cooperate. So this is, we just upgraded our Zoom account so that we could do this, so I'm pretty excited about it. Hopefully all the technology works. And yeah, is it exciting? Can you see? There you go. Say hi. Can you say hi? Okay. All right, so we're going to be talking about, hi Danielle. We're going to be talking about tips and tricks on how to support your body during pregnancy and during labor and then post-delivery. And I did a lot of this research actually a couple of years ago when I had some friends that were pregnant, and so I got to do a lot of this when I was pregnant with James. I didn't have any previous pregnancies to compare it to, but it seemed to go well. You can't play with that. Thank you very much, son. That seemed to go pretty well. Here. Why don't you play right here? You can play right here? All right, let me get your cup. Yep, there you go. Hang on. So a lot of these are going to come with my own personal vote of support because they went really well for us. But keep in mind that this is personal experience and personal research. I'm not a doctor. I am not here to diagnose anything or treat or cure any illnesses or issues or anything like that. This is just for your information so that you can do your research and make informed decisions on your own. There you go, buddy. Okay. So as moms, we want to take care of our kids, we want the best for our kids. And that primarily, one of the biggest things that means is high quality products for us and for them, including safe and effective, not just expensive. And if you can get safe and effective without being expensive, so much the better. So we're going to talk about, we're going to touch briefly on Young Living's quality standards because that's what sets us apart. We have our seed to seal guarantee. That means that all of the products that we sell have come from our farms that we either own or are partnered with, and have quality standards that everyone has to adhere to. We pick the best seeds from strong, thriving plants to continue on that plant's product line or that plant's kind of genealogy. We hand weed and use our oils on our plants for pest control instead of harmful and toxic chemicals. We've researched all of our peak harvest times to make sure that what we're harvesting is the best that it can be. And then we also distill on-site without chemicals and do batch testing on each batch several times throughout the process, both on-site and with third-party labs, to make sure that we know exactly what's going in the bottle and only the best of the best makes it in there. So that is why I decided to use Young Living for James and I, was because I knew what we were using. Instead of just taking somebody's word for it, I was able to find the information and have confidence in that myself. So we're going to touch super quick on usage and safety as well for anyone that is not familiar with oils or isn't familiar with Young Living oils. So make sure that you dilute your oils first if you're not familiar with that oil, just so that you don't end up causing discomfort without expecting it. I don't personally dilute very often for myself. I dilute everything quite a bit for James, but I don't really dilute on myself or my husband very much. But that's because I know how my body responds. So the first couple times you use an oil, make sure you dilute it, or at the very least have a fatty oil like coconut oil or olive oil on hand to smear on top of it if it starts to create kind of a hot or burning sensation. And that way, if you do have issues with it, you're prepared to deal with that. Don't put them in your eyes or ears, and make sure you're following the directions on the labels. And if you have any questions on that, or if you feel like anything that we tell you contradicts any of that, then just give us a shout, because probably it isn't, but it can be kind of confusing. There's 3 different ways to use oils. All of our solid colored labels, like this, are topical, have topical and aromatic directions on them. And then we have some different ones, which I don't have handy here, I don't think. We have some white labels that are vitality labels, and those have internal directions on them, dietary instructions. So topically, you can apply on your skin, dilute with a carrier oil, coconut oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, or Young Living also has a carrier oil called V6, which is great for that. Aromatically, you can put in a diffuser or just inhale them off of your hands or diffuser jewelry. And then internally, the oils in the Vitality line are safe for ingestion, so you can do that. We do, some people cook with them, and put them in vegetable capsules, take them as a supplement, that kind of thing. So again, follow the instructions on the labels, and if you have questions, give somebody a shout. Oils and kids. Oh, and our slideshow got ahead of us. Using oils on your kiddos is awesome, but you want to make sure that you dilute them because their skin is so sensitive. A good conservative dilution ratio for kids is 1 drop of essential oil in about a teaspoon of carrier oil for kids 2 to 5, and 1 drop of essential oil in a tablespoon of carrier oil for babies under 2. I don't know that I go quite that conservative with mine, but just watch them. Dilute it a little bit, as much, as far as you feel like you should, and then watch. And if their skin starts to go a little bit red, or they act like it's uncomfortable, put some more carrier oil on and then dilute that further next time. If it doesn't bother them and you feel like you want to go a little longer, you can do that. You just got to kind of check it out and see. Some of it you're gonna find out for yourself as you go. So I think I usually do I put some like tummy dries on him every time I change his diaper. That's diluted about 50-50. Some of my other, I put Rutavala on him at night, and I don't dilute that at all. So it's just kind of the more you learn about it, the more comfortable you'll be making those kind of decisions. So oils to avoid during pregnancy. Here's a good list to go by. Basil, birch, calamus, cassia, cinnamon bark. I used that during pregnancy, but I did some research in our essential oils desk reference and some other things. And I was comfortable with it, but if it makes you uncomfortable, just don't use it. Hyssop, Idaho tansy, lavandin, which is very different from lavender, rosemary, sage, tarragon, and wintergreen. And a couple of those, I also used wintergreen, but I didn't put any. The biggest thing that I found when I was pregnant was don't put any like cooling or hot oils right on your belly, because that cooling or burning sensation can transfer to the baby, and then it's just uncomfortable and they don't have anywhere to go. I used cinnamon. I use thieves all the time, which has cinnamon in it, but then I also used some cinnamon for some other stuff and didn't have any issues. But again, do your own research, and if anything about that makes you uncomfortable, just avoid it while you're pregnant. For babies, some good ones to avoid are eucalyptus, basil, juniper, peppermint, hyssop, and wintergreen. For toddlers and kiddos between the ages of 2 to 5, dilute and start slow. Be careful of hot oils such as clove, oregano, and thieves. Those can cause a warm, tingly sensation on the skin. And applying without dilution can cause redness and irritation to the skin, which can just be uncomfortable. So just keep an eye on that when you're using them. And then use your own judgment when deciding to use essential oils. You can come shoot me a message, ask anyone, whoever invited you to the class, or whoever your contact is, ask them for their input, but then use your own judgment to the best of your ability to do that. Don't feel pressured into doing it either way. Just use your best judgment and go for it from there. Emotions during pregnancy can be kind of a big deal, whether it's your first, second, fifth, eighth. Everybody experiences a lot of different emotions at different times, and everybody deals with that differently. Fear, anxiety, worry, joy, excitement, all of that. Breathing in essential oils can be a really effective and safe way to help manage those emotions. By either turning negative emotions into positive and uplifting ones, or enhancing positive emotions. The other huge benefit to diffusing is that you can also throw out all those air fresheners and candles that are full of toxic, harmful chemicals. You can get rid of those, replace them with diffusers with oils in them. That can help, not only is that going to help support your mood, but it's also going to you're going to gain whatever other benefits those oils offer, which is really fantastic. Lemon and purification are great to help with kitchen odors. If you are struggling with odor sensitivity, especially during the first trimester, you can diffuse those in the kitchen, kind of help tone that stuff down a little bit. That's really a great way to go. You can also make perfume with your oils to replace a lot of the body sprays and stuff that are full of nasty chemicals. And then those are great to take on the go with you, whereas you can't really carry a diffuser with you so well. So this is a recipe that you can customize to your favorite combination, and just pick up a 4-ounce glass spray bottle. You want to use glass because oils will start to break down plastics. But if you grab a 4-ounce glass spray bottle, you can customize this to your own personal taste. The vodka or witch hazel helps to emulsify the essential oils, which helps suspend them in the water, so that, or I guess this is this particular recipe is just fully either the vodka or witch hazel. That just helps to suspend them in the other liquid so that you get a nice mix and you don't have all your oils floating on top and you spray yourself down with vodka. Might get some funny looks on that, especially if you're showing. But if you use vodka and then your oils and you mix them all together, and it's going to help everything spray really evenly, and then you'll just get to smell nice like all your oils, and you don't have to walk around smelling like a distillery. If you do this, I've seen some that have various room sprays and stuff that have like distilled water in, and then you for sure want to include some witch hazel or vodka in there, because otherwise you'll have oils floating on top and that'll be an issue. So you can screenshot this, or you can get this recipe from me later if you decide you want to do this. But a couple of suggestions are, if you find yourself dealing with a lot of fear, you can Valor, bergamot, geranium, and present time are all really good oils. Come here, come here, come here. Those are all really good oils that you can do. Hi. That will help, that can help you overcome that. Stress, your occasional stress. Lavender, stress away. Frankincense, peace and calming, and bergamot are really good to help with that. Anxiety, lavender is also really good to help with that. Lemon, copaiba, and orange. Occasional sadness, joy, and orange are really good. If it's more than that, obviously, you want to seek support for that, whether that's someone that you can just go talk to, or a professional therapist or counselor. But if you just have the occasional blues, go ahead and hit yourself with some oils, and that'll be very beneficial to you. worry, bergamot is a really good one to help overcome that. And then, let's see. During pregnancy, if you use oils in the past, but not very regularly right now, make sure that you smell the oils before you create a mixture, so that in case your pregnancy nose is a little bit different than your pre-pregnancy nose, you won't be surprised by that. Hang on. Hold on, buddy. Okay. Hold on. You can't play with that. Mommy needs her notes. Mommy needs her notes. Yes. Yes. Can you say hi? Okay. Okay. So like I said, if you need this recipe again later, you can grab that from me. Okay. This is a big one. You're gonna know your body better than anybody else does. So make sure that you're kind of paying attention to that and listening when it's trying to tell you something. One of the something really beneficial to help support your body during pregnancy, and especially also right away post delivery, is going to be chiropractic alignment. Obviously, your body goes through a lot of changes. The baby starts pushing on everything, all of it, everything. Round ligaments stretch and thicken, and then your hormones also start causing your cartilage to loosen up as you prepare for delivery, which means nothing is where it's supposed to be anymore. Aches and pains, everybody describes as normal, and they are, but more accurately, they could be called common, because they should be normal to be in lots of pain, discomfort, all of that. It's very common, and it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, but there's a few things that you can do to help yourself be as comfortable as possible while growing a human being. One of those things, find a good chiropractor. I recommend finding a chiropractor who specializes, or at least has a lot of experience working with pregnant mamas and kiddos. And then because I mean, there's that, you want someone that has been trained in that, so that you aren't putting yourself at risk by seeking chiropractic alignment, and can instead actually help yourself. Rub Valor Essential Oil daily on your hips and spine, and on the VitaFlex points for your hips and spine along the inside of your foot. Excuse me. This oil is known as the chiropractor in a bottle, and can help with hip and back pain, even just by itself. But then also, as you're making your regular chiropractor appointments, apply your Valor before and after each visit, because it will help. Doing that can help your adjustments hold better than without. And then find yourself a good wedge or a pregnancy pillow to put between your knees and under your belly, which may seem like a no-brainer, but if you haven't thought about it, go do it, because they'll make a huge difference. And then you can keep them around because they're just great to have. And then you can prop the baby up on them later. Okay, let's talk about nutrition really quick, because this is also super important, not just for baby, but for mama too. When you're pregnant, you're eating for two, so go for quality, not quantity. If you are a healthy weight, you are being a little monster today. Yes, you are. If you're healthy weight, you don't actually need any additional calories in the first trimester for baby. Your body may think it does, but it doesn't technically. In your second trimester, you really only need 300 to 400 extra calories. And by your third trimester, you really only need about 400 to 500. That being said, consult with your care provider, whether you're seeing a midwife or a doctor or whoever you're working with. If they tell you something differently, please listen to them. This is This is our opinion. This is what we found in our research, but if your doctor says something different, by all means, follow what they're instructing. They're much more educated than I am. During pregnancy, though, your body is pulling vitamins and minerals from you to give to the baby. Obviously, that's awesome. But that means that it can start to cause a deficiency in your body. So you want to make sure you're replenishing those so that you stay healthy as well. Whole food supplements are a really great way to do that, to make sure that your body and therefore the baby get everything you need. And they're going to be much more effective and good for you than synthetic supplements are. So here's a couple of really, really great nutritional supplements that we've got here at Young Living. Nature Red is the top one. If I had to pick one supplement that I would use during every pregnancy, and I couldn't have any others, Nature Red would be the one. It helps to maintain healthy blood glucose levels, provide extra nutrients that your body needs, and help keep your energy levels up. And in case you didn't know, for some people, morning sickness can be caused by irregular blood sugar levels. So if you hit your Nature Red right away in the morning, if that's the case for you, if that's what's causing your morning sickness, that can help stave that off even before you get breakfast in your system. Yes, it's true. The second one would be Life 9 probiotic. This is a high potency probiotic that combines 17 billion live cultures from 9 beneficial bacteria strains to promote healthy digestion, support gut health, and to help maintain normal intestinal function. Sorry, I'm making sure that this is still keeping up. You can't have that either. Nope, can't have it. I know, Mama's mean. Okay. A healthy gut helps to keep our immune system strong and allows us to absorb the proper nutrients and keep things flowing regularly when you've got another little person growing and pushing everything around inside your body. Okay, and then we're going to talk about some daily oils that are really good to hit on a regular basis. Hang on. Gotta make sure everything's working okay. All right. Young Living also has a dietary line of oils we talked about that's called the Vitality line. Ingesting a drop or two of both Thieves and Lemon Vitality with Nature Red, or with just plain water, whatever you prefer, can help to support your immune system throughout your pregnancy. Yes. This can be especially helpful if you struggle with your daily water intake. If you like the taste of either of those, that can really be helpful. Adding a drop of lemon or peppermint vitality water into your water, may help give you just the incentive that you need to help get that water intake up. I found personally, I really liked adding sulfurzyme to my water. That really helped me up my water intake. You know you don't want to nurse right now. I know you think you do, but you don't. But so whatever works for you. A lot of Young Living members drink what we affectionately call the red drink. It's a couple of ounces of Ningxia diluted into water with sulfurzyme and either lime vitality or orange vitality, something like that. If that works for you, that's a great choice to help keep your water intake up. I lost your octopus. Here it is. Here, do you want your octopus? Whatever you got to do, getting your daily water in is going to be really important. And then your supplements. Take whatever supplements your doctor, midwife, chiropractor suggests to help keep your immune system supported and keep you energized and healthy. This probably includes, but it's not an extensive list, but probably includes prenatal vitamin, vitamin D, natural folate, and then potentially calcium and magnesium. Natural folate can be found in Young Living Super B. We've also got a vitamin one of our supplements has vitamin D in it. I don't remember which one it is, but if you're looking for a strong vitamin D supplement, you probably want to find something specifically that does that. I took a lot of our multigreens as my kind of prenatal vitamin. Love that. That was really, really good. And we can, if you want to talk about specifics of those, we can look at those in depth. You can shoot me a message. We can look at those in depth and find really good options for you. And then you can take those to your care provider and make sure that they're okay with you either taking those in addition to or instead of whatever they have prescribed for you or suggested to you. If you plan to breastfeed, here's a good one. If you plan to breastfeed and you're nervous about milk production, discontinue regular use of peppermint a month or two before your due date. I'm going to put this as a caveat and say I would discontinue internal use of peppermint. I use mine topically all the time and have no trouble with milk supply. When I really like it in my hot chocolate and coffee, so I had to stop doing that. I did notice a decrease with that. But topically, I've had no trouble. I like to put it on my thumb and press it against the roof of my mouth. It helps to stimulate the vagus nerve. I do that. Still, when I get a headache, I don't see any issue with my supply with that. But ingesting it regularly, I did notice a decrease in that. So that's just kind of a heads up if you plan to do that. Just be aware of that, and if you notice a decrease, you can stop using it in whatever capacity you are, and move forward from there. So we're going to talk about, we talked about what goes in our bodies. We're going to talk about what goes on our bodies now. What goes on our body is as important as what goes inside of our bodies. We don't always think about it because it's on the outside, but since your skin is the biggest organ in your body, it's super important to make sure that what you're putting on your skin is good for you and is not causing you more issues. So we're going to want to start with whatever you use the most. A lot of people say start with your skincare. I don't really do skincare. I'll let you know a little secret. So that wasn't a big trigger for me to get started. I started with my cleaning products and then worked my way through everything else from there. But a lot of your skincare and makeup products, the reason that that's the place people tell you to start is because most of them contain harmful ingredients that can affect everything. Your reproductive system, human development, organs. A lot of them contain carcinogens that are linked to causing cancer. And these chemicals get absorbed into your skin when you wear the products that they're in. So we have formulated all of our products without any of those harmful chemicals in them. Young Living products have no petrochemicals, no talc, no parabens, and no phthalates, which are all toxic to the reproductive system and can affect baby development. Our Young Living Savvy Minerals makeup, which I put on today for the first time since probably before Christmas, maybe before Thanksgiving, I don't even know, contains no gluten, no nanoparticles, no metals, no synthetic dyes, no synthetic fragrances, and also no bismuth, which is a popular filler found in makeup that can cause skin irritation. Wherever life takes you, Savvy Minerals and Young Living skincare products are here to empower you to be the healthy woman and mother you want to be. So once we get our skincare taken care of, whatever that means, if that means you wash your face once a day, if that means you wear makeup every single day, if that means just your shampoo and shower gel or your hand soap, whatever skincare is to you, make sure that you're using products that aren't causing you harm and aren't harming your baby. Then from skincare, we're going to jump to home care. I use the Thieves line to swap out everything in my house. Every cleaner that I owned, my laundry detergent, my hand and dishwasher soap, my hand sanitizer, my toothpaste, my mouthwash. What else do we use Thieves for, buddy? I carry a bottle of Thieves spray to wipe down restaurant tables and shopping carts. Before all this nonsense started happening, I did that even then because I didn't want anybody else's germs on my shopping cart. Thieves replaced everything. So make sure that even in your house, that you're using stuff that's supporting your body and not tearing it down. Especially right now, all of the cleaners that are flying off the grocery store shelves are attacking your respiratory system, which means that your system that's being targeted the most by viruses, colds, everything that's out there, those cleaners are already attacking that before you ever even start to get sick. So use a cleaner that is supporting your body and isn't going to be tearing you down and making you more vulnerable to everything that's going around whenever you're cleaning. Fuse Line is formulated with natural plant-based ingredients. So it's the safest way to clean your house, all of your dental care, your clothes. Because I made the switch to Young Living Thieves Laundry before I had James, I didn't go get a baby detergent. I just used the Thieves for all of his clothes. We've had 0 issues. His skin's super happy. We've been able, I use it for everything. So it gets all the nasty stuff out of my husband's clothes when he comes home from work, smelling like oil and diesel. This is the perfect time to tell you, mom hack. Get yourself a bar of the Young Living charcoal soap. It's black. It seems counterintuitive. That stuff takes poop stains out like nobody's business. I can share pictures. I've taken pictures of some gnarly situations in this house. And rinse it down with some cold water, scrub it really good with that charcoal soap, rinse it out, and you never know. None of his clothes have poop stains on them. That I have washed with charcoal soap. There's a few that I've missed, never got it washed, haven't gone back to fix it. But everything I've hit with that charcoal soap, you would have no idea. It looks brand new. Okay, so we're gonna move on from there. Yes, gonna move on from there. If anybody has questions or has anything to say, I am tracking comments. Hopefully this is working. So if you have anything to say, I am trying to keep an eye on those so that I don't miss you guys.
I'd like to say that my nephew is quite loud.
Too bad. It's too bad. As soon as the baby arrives, your world's gonna get hectic and crazy. If you already have kids, I don't know what to tell you. Good luck. Have your husband watch them and go take a bath. This is a really good bath salt recipe. I don't put lavender in my baths because I don't like lavender all that well, but take a couple of cups of Epsom salts, add some lavender or whatever oils you find to be soothing and relaxing, and go soak in a warm bath for a while. I have also heard that adding hydrogen peroxide is a really beneficial, is really beneficial. It helps to oxygenate your body. So you can throw some of that in there. That'll help too. Okay, so we're gonna get into some of the nitty gritty. Back in the day, not all that long ago. Yes, isn't that lovely, Harmony? He's special. But he's not screaming, so we're going with it. Back in the day, doctors used to give episiotomies to everybody just as a manner of practice. And in fact, my upline, LaDonna, said when she was pregnant with her first, they went and toured a hospital, and the doctor, that was one of the things that he was like, yeah, we just do it. It's just a practice here at this hospital. And she was like, I'm out. See you later. I walked out and never went back. That's how she ended up doing.
What did they do to you?
An episiotomy is they cut to give the baby more room to come out.
Oh.
Less doctors and hospitals are doing that by manner of practice, but they may or may not decide that that's necessary at some point during your delivery, with or without your consent. So it's just something to be aware of. That was part of was part of what went into our decision to have a home birth, but not the only thing. But a lot of doctors are moving away from that, which is awesome, but there's things that you can do to help make that less of a necessity, including doing a perineum massage, depending on how pregnant you get, not how pregnant you get, how big you get while pregnant. This may be something that you need assistance with, or you can do for yourself if you're flexible or if you have a little baby. I used Clariderm for this, but you can also mix up your own and do both or one or the other. Dilute it in V6 carrier oil and then lavender and geranium. Those are both really, really good for supporting healthy skin and supporting the elasticity of your skin, which is obviously super important for this situation. This is a really good thing to start doing about 3 weeks before your due date. Earlier if you think that you may deliver early, or whenever you're kind of like, feels like it's time that we should probably be thinking about this, just start doing it. More is not going to hurt. More is not going to be a problem. If you start too late, you may or may not regret it. But if you are going to regret it, once you do, it's too late to find out. Clariderm, I really liked it for that. Clariderm also has frankincense in it and some other oils that are really, really good for your skin. I can't remember if I talk about this later, so I'm going to say this right now for sure. Make sure you have a bottle of Clariderm on hand for afterwards as well. My midwife gave me like a tea rinse that was for the birds. However, Clariderm was a godsend for aftercare. So make sure you have a bottle of that on hand because you will want it. 1 week before delivery, you can add 5 drops of fennel to this massage recipe and start doing Clariderm spray like 3 times a day. If you, let's see, non-oily recommendations, if you're looking for recommendations to help avoid tearing, you can try to deliver on your hands and knees instead of on your back, which is a much more natural position. That helps take the pressure off the baby. Deliver in the water, or at least labor in the water for as long as possible. If you can. My midwife tried to boil me, but she did it out of the goodness of her heart, so I guess I gave her a free pass. Both of these techniques can only be done if you're not receiving an epidural, however. So keep that in mind. If you choose to get an epidural, you're going to have to deliver on your back. And if that's the case, then you definitely want to be be really faithful with your massage. Okay, I need this hand, or I need this hand. Okay, D-Day. Let's see, they call it labor for a reason, right? But keep in mind, we were made to do this. It's what our bodies were designed for. And we have lots of tools at our disposal to help us make this happen in the best way possible. So here's some oils to consider for during early labor. Grab a pen and pencil if you want to, or shoot me a message later and I will get you this list again. Gentle baby to your ankles and hands when labor starts. Present time is really good to apply to your wrists to help kind of bring everything into focus. Valor is a fantastic oil. You can do that along the spine on the inside of each foot. We've also got some roll-on recipes I'm going to pop up here on the screen in just a second. Lavender on your hips, the bottom of your feet, and on your abdomen. Nutmeg on the hips, the bottom of your feet, or on your abdomen. Those are really calming to the nervous system. So that's really good. You're being loud. Yes, you're being so loud. Take Ningxia Red, Ningxia Nitro, Ningxia Zing, Mindwise, and or energy essential oil as needed for energy and focus. Mom also mixed me up a glass of Amino Wise, I think it was, and that was really good. I drank that before and after he was born, and then again the next day to help with muscle recovery and everything. So that's another one to write down. As soon as you realize you're in labor, take some Nature Red for nutrition and energy, and Mind Wise to help support your heart and brain. If you are in a hospital and can't drink during delivery, then just keep the nitro and Zing on hand for your spouse, because they're going to need it. If you are needing to use the bathroom and having trouble, put a drop of peppermint in the toilet before you sit down, and that can help get things moving, or just put it on your hands or smell the bottle to help with focus, and keep you from kind of tuning out. Digize on your feet, spearmint or peppermint for nausea, and then 1 to 3 drops of clary sage around the ankles can help kick labor into gear. You can also add dragon thyme, fennel, and gathering. During transition, as you enter active labor, and your cervix starts to dilate, contractions are getting longer, stronger, that's generally what people are referring to when they talk about transition. And this is often when women are kind of like, yep, I'm out. Can't do this. We're done. We're just done. This is a class that I got from Grow Workspace, but they recommend basil, adding a drop or 2 on temples and abdomen, or on the VitaFlex points on your feet. Peppermint and/or RC in between contractions, and Valor or the Courage Roll-On, which I'm gonna put up on the screen here in just a second. I used Valor a lot during that point, and Peppermint, I think, was the other one that I had John go get. But then I had Stress Away and Orange going in the diffuser, which was really beneficial. Orange helps. Orange can help to kind of like open up and help warm. Like if your frigidity is the term that they use, and that's pretty harsh. It's harsher than where I find myself very often, but it just kind of helps open you up to what's happening and accept and welcome what's going on. So I mixed that with Stress Away because I like the vanilla-y smell of Stress Away, and had that going in the diffuser all day, and that was great. Other oils to keep in mind and put on your list are Panaway, Deep Relief, and Ortho Ease on the lower back. All of these contain wintergreen, so if you're not comfortable using that during pregnancy, then stay away from those. I used Panaway and Deep Relief throughout my entire pregnancy, so I was comfortable with it. If you're not, don't do it. That's totally fine. Marjoram, lemongrass, and lavender on your muscles and joints for aches and pains. Those are really good. You can also rub Harmony, Peace and Calming, or Clary Sage over the uterus area to help minimize discomfort during contractions. Or just to help keep you sane is another way to put that. Again, make decisions based on your personal health and your personal convictions. Make sure that you are doing your own research, and then feel empowered to do whatever you need to do. And if you need someone to help support you in those decisions, hit me up. I will help you do some research, find what's going to work for you and your family, and then make sure that you've got someone helping you support you in those choices. So here's some good roll-on recipes. And again, if you need this, you can screenshot it or shoot me a message, and I will get you these recipes. These are great, great recipes to mix up in a roll-on and just have on hand so that you can apply them, or you can have someone on your birth team roll them on your back or your ankles or wherever you need to, if you're not able to do that or not wanting to have to think about that. Also, make sure that you've got someone, whether it's your husband or your midwife or whomever, have someone who knows what you want in your diffusers, have someone who knows if you want a specific drink at a specific time, stuff like that, so that you don't have to be tracking, you know, trying to keep track of, oh, what did I say I wanted, you know, when this happened or when that happened. I had my mom fill in diffusers all day. She knew what I wanted in there. And then she made sure that wherever we were at, whether we were in the living room or the bedroom, we had oils handy that we wanted to have on hand. And then after he was born, she brought in all the oils that I wanted to put on him right away after he was born. And that way I didn't have to be thinking about it, and I could still get done what I wanted to have done. Okay, can I have this? Monster? Okay, post-labor. So we have a baby now. Hopefully you didn't just have a baby. But after labor, you've got this tiny little person that you need to take care of, and your body has just done the biggest thing that it's ever done. So this is just as important to take care of you and the baby as it was before he was born. So there's just as much that you can do to support yourself as well. In the world of social media, there's a temptation to feel like we need to pop back to where we were before and pretend like we didn't just push a human being out of our body. Please, for the love of God, don't feel like you need to do that. Take your time, settle in, figure out a routine that works for you and your baby. Your child does not have to be sleep trained by 3 weeks old. You don't have to have your ducks in a row ever, but certainly not within a couple of weeks of birth. There's so many things that you can do for yourself, starting with just letting yourself off the hook. Yes, Harmony, I will send you a message and I will get you any recipes that you need, for sure. I mean, if you don't hear from me, just send me a message and remind me that I said I would do that. But I will send you a message today. But here's some oils for postpartum. Yes, can you hang on for a few more minutes? Do you think so? Do you think so? Okay. Postpartum uterine contractions, lavender and geranium. Also, what I did was I have a couple of books. They're called the Chemical Free Home Books. There's a series of 3. One's personal care, one's home care, and then one's baby care. But in the personal care one, I think, is a recipe called the Balm or something, and she shares this recipe as a recipe to help with periods and helping make that more bearable, helping with contraction or with cramps, and it ends up helping to kind of lighten your cycles as well. However, I already had this made up, and so I was doing some research into the oils that were in it, and I was like, holy yes, this is what I need. So I used, and I can find this blend again too, but it was geranium, cypress, and helichrysum. And I had that mixed up in a roller bottle ready to go. And okay, I will send you information on those books too, Harmony. I had that mixed up in a roller bottle, and I put that on my abdomen like every time I went to the bathroom. And I started doing that. I thought about this like a week after he was born, maybe 3 or 4 days after he was born, something like that. And oh my goodness, like I could tell it was such a huge difference after I started using that regularly. It made such a difference. So geranium, helichrysum, and cypress are all really good to help with the postpartum contractions, and then also postpartum bleeding. Milk supply, clary sage diluted on your chest and lymph area to help bring in your milk. Fennel or basil to help increase your supply, and peppermint or jasmine if you have an oversupply, you need to decrease that. Clariderm spray, obviously, for all of your nether region care. Let's see. If you had a C-section, you can use lavender, frankincense, and rose if you feel like spoiling yourself a little bit after having a baby, to keep your incision healthy. Mix 5 drops of each in a 1 ounce carrier oil. And then about 1 week postpartum, start to massage the incision with that for a few minutes a day. Don't start right away, and clear that with your care provider. Also, don't just go off half-cocked and start smearing stuff on them. Make sure they're okay with it. It may get crazy here. My husband just pulled in the driveway. So if the dog flips out, don't worry. John's gonna get him in just a second. Okay, tummy roller to help with all of your bowel situations after the baby has vacated that region. Digest, spearmint, and peppermint are all really good to help with that. The tummy roller in the previous post is really good for that. Again, if you're avoiding peppermint, then continue to do so. But digest, or I got tummy dries, which was the Kid Sense oil, and I got that for him right away. And that's really good for you too. So if you just want 1 bottle to deal with and keep track of, you can just get the tummy dries. It's pre-diluted. The Kid Sense oils are all pre-diluted. I put a roller top on this one. And I just roll it on his belly every time I change his diaper. And because I do that, I actually dilute this even further. I don't know what the ratio is that it's diluted in when you buy it, but I take that and dilute it 50-50 because I put it on him every day, every time I change his diaper. So he doesn't need it full strength. So I have that really diluted, but then I just smear it on him every time I change him, and we don't have any constipation issues whatsoever. You generally, not a lot of people find that they do with breastfed babies anyway, but I figure why take a chance. And so that's what I do that every day. But so you can use that on yourself too. If you just want to have to hang on to keep track of 1 bottle, you can use that on yourself too. Belly balm. 2, you can Clarity, Dragontine, Geranium, and Gentle Baby. Add it to a bottle of lavender lotion. Shh. Almost done. Almost done. You can add that to a bottle of lavender lotion about 24 hours after delivery and thereafter to help with skin elasticity. But you don't want to do that. If you're adding Dragontine, you don't want to, Dragontine and Geranium, you don't want to put on before delivery. So make sure you do that afterwards. Let's see here. If you find yourself with the baby blues, Joy, Lavender, Lemon, Peace and Calming, Valor, Clary Sage, Bergamot, Frankincense, Gentle Baby, Geranium, and Basil are all really good to help with that. Again, if that doesn't help, if some of those don't help bring you back to a semi-normal state, then find someone to talk to. Find a friend, find a family member, talk to your care provider, talk to a therapist or a counselor or something. Don't just sit there and be miserable. But if using some of these oils kind of helps bring you back to a fairly normal state that you feel comfortable and safe at post baby, then roll with it, and just keep using them. But if you feel like you need more, then seek more. Tender breasts. If you feel like you have some kind of, if you're having issues, you can apply lavender and citrus fresh to any tender or hot areas on your breast after milk comes in, and then couple that with frequent nursing or pumping. That said, I use myrrh and lavender. Hi, hang on, we're almost done. I use myrrh, lavender, and copaiba. Not always together, sometimes together. And that was really helpful. I diluted that with B6, smeared that on. I put it on after nursing, and then by the time he was ready to nurse again, it was soaked in enough that he wasn't bothered by it. If you find yourself with night sweats, you're going to restart your Progestins Plus regimen. Make sure you're using that once or twice a day. That'll help get all the hormone levels back into rhythm. Let's see. Eat good food, take your Nature Red, Life 9, any other nutritional supplements that you were taking during pregnancy, keep going with those. Because your body's gonna be working super hard to make milk for that little piranha that you just pushed out. Yes. Yeah, you a piranha? Yeah. Fun fact, women burn, ooh, yes, if you do, I will send you the recipe that I did for that 2 Harmony. Because that's not fun. I don't think I ever, fun anecdote, super quick. We'll see if this guy holds out. Fun anecdote, super quick. A couple of months ago, I don't remember when it was a couple of months ago, my husband was watching the baby, making dinner, and I was taking a shower, and I was like, I'm going to be super fancy and shave my legs. To this day, I don't know how this happened. But somewhere between shaving my legs and rinsing the razor, I managed to nick myself on the nipple. I don't know how it happened. All I know is it hurt, and it bleeds a lot if you do that. Bleeds a lot. So I managed to finish shaving my legs. Don't know why I did that. Finished shaving my legs, as I'm bleeding all over myself. Dried off and came out like this, out into the kitchen to try to find my oils. Threw some oils on and a Band-Aid, and the nick healed very quickly. I put, oh yeah, it was bad. It was bad, Harmony. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I put some helichrysum, some geranium on. I don't know what I put on there. It was real bad. And then threw a Band-Aid on, and thankfully he was nursing on the other side that right away anyway. But for some reason, I feel like it was just my body reacting, but my whole boob hurt. My whole boob hurt so bad. Like, the nick healed, I think, by the next morning, maybe the next afternoon. The tenderness there was past, but like everything just hurt so bad. So once I realized that it wasn't the injury that was causing pain, it was something else, that's when I grabbed my copaiba and my lavender. Or I think it was copaiba and myrrh is what I did. And put a drop or 2 in my hand and added some V6, mixed it all up and smeared it on every time I nursed. Right after he was done, every time I nursed. And within a day or 2, everything was pretty much back to normal and feeling better. So I don't feel like I've ever actually had any kind of mastitis or infection or anything, but definitely have had some tenderness several times and hit it really hard with myrrh and then either lavender or copaiba and some V6, and thankfully hasn't developed into anything else. So pro tip, if you're gonna shave your legs, watch out. I don't know, wear a bra or something, or just don't get all crazy with the razor. I don't know how it happened, but it did. So, fun little story for you. Okay, so I'm going to jump into talking about the best way to get these, because mamas don't let other mamas try to get these products without getting the best deal possible. So if you're going to get Young Living, the best way to do that is to do so as a member, because you get 24% discount on all of your orders. And if you become a member, you can get your starter kit, which comes at 60% off of retail price for everything in the kit. And you get a diffuser and 12 different oils and some other product samples. So it's the best way to do it. That's 60% off retail value. Then you get your 24% discount on everything going forward for life. So that's obviously step 1. Step 2 is to get on Essential Rewards, because ER is a customizable subscription box that you can pick and choose. Excuse you. 2 minutes, okay? You can pick and choose what you want in it each month and what day it ships and all of that good stuff. And you are going to earn points on every order that you place, that you can then turn in for free product. So your first couple of months, you're going to earn 10% for the first from your 4th month up to 2 years, you're going to earn 20% back on every order. And then from 2 years on, you're going to earn 25% back on every order. And those are called ER points. And once you have points, you can turn them in for free product. And you can turn them in for just about anything that you want. There's a few, some products are excluded, but primarily anything that is consumable and or anything that isn't on like the most recently renewed stuff, you can redeem points for. And then you also get free loyalty gifts months 3, 6, 9, and 12. And then every year after that, just for being an Essential Rewards member. So in addition to that, because that's not already enough, you have access to discounted Essential Rewards kits where you can get Nature Red and Thieves and Everyday Oils. Those are 3 different kits that come at a really great discount on top of your membership and your ER points. And so that's the best way. I actually have my Inksha ER kit is showing up hopefully on Thursday. So that's a huge benefit as well. And then you also get bonus promotional items as an ER member on orders at 100 and 190 PV. And then, so let's talk, okay, nitty gritty. Your ER monthly requirement is $50. It's 50 PV, which is pretty much $50 a month. And then if you're replacing anything in your house, okay, let's be real, if you're replacing anything in your house, you can hit that so easy. And you can replace, we call it transfer buying or replacement buying. But if you're switching out anything in your house, your toothpaste, your household cleaner, your deodorant, if you're drinking Nature Red instead of something else, or if you're taking vitamins, you switch over to multi-greens instead of some other vitamins, something like that. Any of your skincare, your makeup, oils for the kiddos, oils for yourself, oils for your hubby. I have my husband on a ton of supplements right now. I actually have him on a bunch of supplements every winter because of where he works. Any of that, that's so easy to hit your 50 PV, and you just get to switch it. You just get to buy it from yourself instead of buying it at the grocery store where nobody thanks you for it. If you buy it on Essential Rewards from Young Living, you get 25% back. After you've been on for a couple of years, you get obviously 10 and 20 for the beginning. But what rewards card gives you 20% back ever? Not my Amazon card, let me tell you that. It's 5%. Thank you very much. So that's super easy to hit. And then, like I said, you can customize that to whatever you want each month. And you can pick and choose which day it processes. And let's see. Yep, okay. So great ideas for that are your Thieves Essential Rewards kit. That ER kit will let you swap out pretty much everything in your house with Thieves all in one fell swoop. You would just have to add the laundry detergent to that if you wanted to. The Ningxia Red ER kit comes with 4 bottles and a box of the 2-ounce singles, which is great. I really like that kit because my husband and I go through about 2 bottles or about 4 bottles a month. So I can buy that kit each month and stockpile my box of the singles. And then I have a stockpile for whenever I need some extra, or if there's a month that I want to splurge on something else and I don't want to spend the money on the Ningxia that month, then I have it in storage all backed up. And then supplements, Kid Sense Oil, sunscreen. Now is the time to get your sunscreen. CBD oil. If you use CBD oil, let me tell you, we're not going to get into that today because we don't have time. But you are even thinking about CBD oil, give me a shout, come talk to me. I will hook you up. Okay, so I touched on the starter kit really fast earlier, and I'm gonna just revisit it really, really quick here, because I'm gonna let you go. We've been here for a while. But our most popular, my favorite starter kit comes with a diffuser, and then lavender, raven, panaway, peace and calming, valor, frankincense, stress away, which is my personal favorite oil ever, peppermint vitality, lemon vitality, citrus vitality, that's citrus fresh vitality, my bad, Digest Vitality and Thieves Vitality. And if you notice, a whole bunch of those oils that comes in the starter kit are ones that we just talked about. Lavender, Panaway, Peace and Calming, Valor. Frankincense is so good for putting on your newborn. Stress Away, Peppermint, Lemon, Citrus Fresh, Digest, Thieves. Like we talked about all of these. All of these are so good for helping support yourself during pregnancy and for immediately like postnatal and newborn care and everything. So good. You also get a spray bottle of Thieves spray, which has, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's 70% alcohol. So it has the CDC recommended alcohol content for cleaning. A bottle of Thieves waterless hand sanitizer, and two 2-ounce samples of Nature Red. So you can also, if you decide you want to, you can make that your first ER order, earn your first free oil, and your first 10 Essential Rewards points that you can redeem later for free stuff. Okay, I went super, super fast. Does anybody have any questions or any thoughts, anything that I didn't touch on that you wanted answered? Harmony, I know I've got to get back to you. I'm going to send you a message with a whole bunch of stuff that you asked about. Does anybody have any other questions or anything that they're dying to get out? Give you a minute to catch up. Hi. If not, then I will duck out and touch base with anybody individually that I need to. But okay, yeah, I do. That's a good point. Here, let me grab 1 second here. Let me grab my link for you guys here. I normally have it handy, but I don't have it just a second. So give me 1 minute and I'll drop this in the chat for you so that you, if you're ready to grab your kit, you can do that right away. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this in the comments. And it's going to look like it came from the page, but that's for me. I copied twice. That's fantastic. But that's me. You can click on that. That'll walk you through the whole process. If you're ready to just jump in and do it, awesome. Go do it. If you have questions throughout the process, I'm going to be around all day, so you can hit me up if you need help walking through that process or anything else. Anybody else got questions, comments, concerns? Okay, if that's it for everybody, then I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go find, my husband took off with the dog, which was very sweet of him, but I'm gonna go let him know that he's allowed in the house now. If you guys come up with any questions, somebody feel free to shoot me a message or however you best do that. I will put this up on my blog as well so that you can go back and reference it. And then Harmony, I will drop some of those recipes and stuff in a message to you here shortly. So I hope that you guys all have an awesome day. Oh, I didn't get here, but here's a picture of what you would get in the starter kit. So go grab your starter kit. Let me know when you've done that and or if you have questions along the way. And we will be in touch later after that. Have an awesome Tuesday. I hope the rest of your week goes fantastic. And I will talk to you all at a later date.